What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my dog, Clay's Boxing, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, Shakur Stevenson versus the electrician on 4 days' notice, Josh Padley. What can I say about this fight? People, I know I say it a lot, but Shakur, he cannot punch for nothing. He's got no pop on his shots whatsoever. Yeah, and I think actually, if this fight, from what I saw, if this fight had been on a full camp, it would have been 50-50. A lot of you cats don't appreciate to fly out on 4 days' notice and get in there and go 9 rounds with the pound for pound type caliber. Padley was giving it to him. Yes, he faded, but he was in that fight. I think it's actually one of the better. It's one of the better Shakur fights, if I'm honest, in terms of competitiveness. I've seen him in there with that Mexican dude. I've got his name. And he punched his head off. He's all bloody in that. Padley, again, he had no conditioning, so his body was soft. He had no conditioning. The power in his shots wasn't there. He literally came off the building site or whatever 4 days ago. Came off and got on the plane. Look at his face. Pause. Let me show you this leaked picture here. Look at this guy here. After the fight as well. Look at his face. Unbelievable. And I got a video from Padley as well saying that Shakur can't punch with toffee. And I mean, people, don't take his word for it. This is after the fight. Yeah? If you have a fight with a man and your face looks like that on 4 days' notice, I've never seen he looks like he's ready to go on the catwalk. There's not a mark on him, man. There's not a mark on him. There's not a mark on him. Seriously. So imagine if he'd have had a full camp. He was whacking. I mean, there's clips of it somewhere. Where did I watch the clips? There's clips of it. He was giving it to Shakur at points. He didn't have the gas though to sustain it. Honestly, on a full camp, I wouldn't mind. It's not going to happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch. Shakur really, he's got proper issues. He proper can't punch for nothing. And it's weird because his shots, yeah, they look pretty good. It's not like they're sharp, don't they? I think potentially what Shakur's doing is, you know, if you're working the heavy bag, you can do drills, like explosive drills, where you're just popping it out and working on pure speed. That's what he must be doing, right? Just like rapid, pinging off and just touching it. He ain't driving through. It's like a touch. Amateur style. That's the only explanation I've got for how Josh Padley is in there for 8 rounds and doesn't have one mark on his face. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, in terms of the laws of physics. It doesn't make no sense at all. I've been in spars. Obviously, I'm heavier, so maybe. I've been in spars with no headgear and I've got marks here and marks here on my forehead. How can, and these guys aren't, people I'm sparring with aren't pros. How is Shakur, and we're in 16-ounce gloves, how is Shakur in 8-ounce gloves? I'm not leaving one mark, man. I'd feel violated, seriously. If I was a pound-for-pound boxer, and I went to go on 4 days' notice, who literally walked off the building site 4 days ago, and I hit him for 9 rounds, and there wasn't a mark on him, I'd feel violated by the boxing, man. Oh, he hurt his hand. He might have hurt his hand. He was still throwing them, though. He was still landing shots. And in fact, here's the leak from Josh Padley, Shakur Stevenson's power. Here we go.
Cool. In terms of punch power,
the punch power to the head, obviously. The head shots weren't bothering me. It was just the body. The conditioning for the body probably wasn't there. 4 days' notice. It's what it is, man.
Yeah. For yourself to
the power shots to the head weren't bothering me. Oh, he's lying, YB. He's telling all the truth. Yeah, you see his face. It's physically impossible to be hit hard. And this thing, if you get hit somewhere, it naturally swells up. You don't even have to be hit hard. It just will. He must. People talk about pillow hands. He must have legitimate pillow hands. 8-ounce gloves and you can't leave no marks on dude's face who's not even fit. Now, at the same time, you can say, well, Shakur Stevenson did stop him. Barely. He stopped him in round 9. Yeah? Round 9 for a man who's walking off a building site. Round 9's a long-ass way to go. If he had full gas, he never, ever, ever would have stopped. Never would have stopped him with full gas tank. Not even a bit close to it. And I think the fight would have been an 8-4 type fight, to be honest. Padley was doing well, really. Again, one of the better kind of opponents I've seen Shakur in there with. That's the truth. He was competitive, walking off the plane. So Shakur apparently hurt his hands during the fight. Did he? Did he not? This guy's always hurting his hands. So it's not even like he can punch any harder. He's not punching hard now, and his hands all bust up. So the best he can do is stink the place out. It's a shame Tank is scary though. I think Tank would I don't think Tank would respect Shakur at all. I just don't think he would. I think he'd walk him down. But it'll be intriguing. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't watch it. I would be intrigued to see what happens. Because Shakur does know he's good at faffing around. He can... Yeah, he's tricky. There'd be an interesting Rubik's Cube for Tank to try and solve. I'll be down to watch that one. Not likely to happen though. Tank, I don't know what he's on. For me, Tank has the kind of skills that Canelo has at his best. To be fair to Canelo, he did test himself. Canelo fought Golovkin. Tank's never fought nothing close to a Golovkin. He's never fought nothing close to even a washed-up Kovalev. A washed-up Kovalev that Canelo knocked out. That would be the equivalent of fighting Loma 2 or 3 years ago. He didn't want that. I don't know what's wrong with Tank. I think he sees this game as about the money, which is fair enough. Oh, is it fair enough? I'm not sure, but I don't know what to say. And the last thing about Padley's body shots, you can't... Never mind, it's hard enough to do 12 rounds if you're unfit. When someone's digging your body, which Shakur was, you're just not going to have the condition in there. Yeah, so you can't say, Shakur does punch because he stopped into the body. You take any untrained man and put him in there with a trained man, his body's going to be ready to go. Look at Zhang. Zhang don't train. Look at Zhang. Zhang don't train for nothing, man. His body's super soft. Super duper soft. He don't train for nothing. Untrained man gets in there, and Shakur, it was a lot, honestly, adjusting for how unfit Josh Padley must have been. And you can tell he had no pop on his shots, and he was puffing. He was finding a way through it. And Shakur was still making a meal of it. Proper making a meal of it. Barely got the stoppage. But I did get bumped. I bet on the fight going the distance. I put a $5 on it. Good odds. You put a $5 down, you got £10 profit back. Obviously, we got bumped there, so it's a shame we couldn't have made it to the end. But yeah. What's next for Shakur? I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what Shakur's doing. Where he goes next. Who's knocking around at 135? In fact, let's have a quick look. Box Rec 135 rankings. That's not right. I want to see what weight is it. It'll be lightweight, is it? It must be lightweight. Okay, Tank Davis. Lomachenko's still highly rated. Zepeda got boxed up by Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer looked very good. That was a life and death fight. So you've still got these. Kershawn Davis. That's one to make. Kershawn Davis versus Stevenson. Davis can punch. I like Davis. Davis reminds me more of a Crawford at them weights. He can stop people. I like that Kershawn Davis fight. Davis versus Stevenson. I'd have Davis winning as well. I like someone who can punch. You know that already. I can see Shakur stinking the place out and proper stinking it out. But Davis has got the twitch. A lot of the fighters who fight Shakur, when I think of that Mexican guy who was training with Canelo, where is it? What's his name I'm looking for? His name was Oscar Valdez. When I watched that one, Valdez, he didn't have nothing pound for pound about him. Yeah, nothing at all. Straight up and down, making the best of what he had. He's probably like a B-level fighter. A solid B-level. Doesn't do anything to the highest level. And he got boxed up by Shakur. The thing about Kershawn Davis is, he does have the ping. His shots do ping off. The same as, the point I'm making is that I think Kershawn has more power, but can equally match Shakur with ping. Yeah, Shakur can hit you, and these B-level fighters, they can't react because they haven't got that God-gifted explosiveness. But Kershawn Davis, he's got explosive feet and explosive hands. Oops. So when Shakur's doing little things that these plodders, the B-level plodders like Valdez, can't react to, I think that's a good fight to watch, to be fair. That's got a bit of everything for everyone there. Zepeda, again, from what I saw, Zepeda fought Farmer, who's very tricky, very game. But again, Zepeda's reminding me a bit of a Oscar Valdez. Straight up and down, B-level, not doing anything phenomenal. And Zepeda went life and death with Farmer. Proper life and death. So Zepeda would get his head boxed off by Stevenson, seriously. It will look just like the Oscar Valdez fight. He'll be coming forward, B-level, bosh, boxed up, etc., etc. Because Sean Davis has got the ping. He'll match Shakur's ping, and he might whack him on his jaw. I don't think Shakur can take a shot. I don't know, something about him. I'm not sure he'll take a shot well. When I saw him crying at the Olympics, I thought, man, come on, people. A man who's crying at the Olympics, he wasn't just crying like a little tear here. He was like, oh man, giving it the baby chop, proper, all letting it all hang out. A dude who does that, I can't trust his chops, man. I can't trust his chops, not for a bit. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it.